This is the time of year growers across New England are busy from sun up to sundown. It has become a battleground between homeowners and truck drivers. Rescue operations in Thailand have stopped for the day after divers pulled 4 more boys out of a flooded cave this morning. These are these new steel barriers that stretch the length of London Bridge all the way down there, along with 3 other bridges in the city.
I can remember coming to LA, waving.
No one's waving to you, right?
Everybody's like, dude, what's your problem, bro?
The big fear, as Mark mentioned also, now is flying debris.
And you still don't have walls?
No.
Throughout the entire house?
Right.
6 months later?
Yes.
How would you describe these catfishing fraudsters?
They're emotional terrorists.
Emotional terrorists.
They don't care.
This is the corner where Amy Yu's family last saw her. She was dropped off here along with her brother and was never heard from again. Jeff, the brazen escape took less than 10 minutes to play out here Saturday night. 3 inmates threw blankets over the barbed wire. They jumped the fence and quickly took off running toward the woods. CBS News has learned the escape happened after an electrical shortage opened cell doors in one section of the jail. About 40 inmates filed into a common area. A few inmates took advantage of the situation and jumped one of the guards, kicking, punching, and blasting his face with the guard's pepper spray. A massive manhunt is still underway for 2 of the men, Tyshawn Johnson and Curtis Green. Both were in jail charged with separate murders. Sunday, police recaptured Christopher Bolton, who was jailed for carjacking. He was arrested about 18 miles north of here, along with his father, who assisted him. Both of those men are behind bars here tonight. Jeff?
Meg, do police at this point have any solid leads?
Jeff, one deputy told me they are following up on some leads where people have spotted the men here in the local area. But police are warning the public if they see these men, do not approach them and call for help. Some have sent their entire life savings to these robbing Romeos. One woman felt so compelled to continue sending money that she allegedly plotted a murder. The online romance started in January when 65-year-old Roxanne Reed fell for someone she met on Facebook who called themselves Scott Humple. Reed claims the scammer started asking for money to pay medical bills. Even though they never met in person, she sent the stranger more than $50,000 over 7 months.
We were able to get hold of some text messages that obviously led to the charge that we're looking at today.
But when family members finally reported the scam, investigators alleged that Reed, now out of money, had been plotting to kill her 88-year-old mother. She's now been charged with several counts of fraud and conspiracy to commit murder with the fake Scott Humple. Have you ever been in a relationship with Roxanne Reed?
No.
The real Scott Humple lives over 1,200 miles away in Corpus Christi, Texas. 7 years ago, Humple's wife died in a plane crash. Soon after, he started receiving suspicious messages on Facebook.
It just seemed odd because I didn't know them. So I'd send a message back and say, "Do I know you?" And then they'd say, "Yes, I've been conversing with you on Christian Mingle or on Match.com or something for months."
Humple discovered scammers had created multiple profiles under his name. How many women do you think have fallen for fake Scott Humples in catfishing scams?
Hundreds.
Adam Levin is the founder of CyberScout and an expert in identity theft. He says Humple checked off all the boxes for a catfisher, a handsome, well-to-do widower.
How would you describe these catfishing fraudsters?
They're emotional terrorists.
Emotional terrorists.
They don't care who they destroy.
Meg Oliver spoke to the young woman who reported him, who's now being called a hero. Meg, good morning. Good morning. This investigation spanned across state lines involving agencies in New York and Vermont. But it would not have been possible if it wasn't for the brave 17-year-old who told authorities that her friend might be planning a deadly attack.
I texted him saying that the school just got shot up. And he answered, "That's fantastic. I 100% support it."
Angela McDevitt says she met 18-year-old Jack Sawyer while at a treatment center in Maine for troubled teens. When you were at the treatment facility, what was Jack Sawyer like?
It always struck me he was very attentive to detail and very kind.
McDevitt says she stayed in touch with Sawyer after they left the facility, but last week their friendship took a turn. According to a Vermont State Police affidavit, on February 11th, Sawyer wrote to McDevitt over Facebook Messenger saying, "Just a few days ago, I was still plotting on shooting up my old high school." The next day he wrote, "It's been the plan for 2 years."
And on February 14th, he allegedly praised the Florida school shooting, writing, "It's just natural selection taken up a notch."
I found them disturbing and knew I had to contact somebody in Vermont to look further into it.
One day after the Florida shooting, McDevitt met with her New York high school resource officer, Evan Trout, who then contacted authorities in Vermont.
People are calling you a hero as well.
I followed through with it, and that's about it. I mean, she definitely is the one who did the most of it.
According to the affidavit, when police interviewed Sawyer, he admitted he was planning a shooting at Fairhaven Union High School and was partly inspired by Columbine. He bought a shotgun a few days before. Police say when they searched his car, they found the shotgun, ammunition, books on Columbine, a gas mask, a video recorder, and a journal detailing his plan titled The Journal of an Active Shooter. Police say Sawyer told them he was going to use an AR-15, a handgun, and his shotgun to carry out the attack. McDevitt says it wasn't easy to report Sawyer, but she is glad she did.
What's your message to other students if they hear of something like this or they see a text message like this?
It's not the matter of friendship if it's about life's at hand. It's you need to do what you need to do. And yes, you might.
According to the affidavit, Sawyer is diagnosed with ADHD, depression, and anxiety. Sawyer's public defender said publicly there are a lot of unproved allegations in this case, and it's a lot different than initially portrayed. Angela told me after the interview she is just hoping that if any students are watching this and they know something, to just come forward. Hi, everyone. I'm Meg Oliver. Thanks for joining us. We are just hours away from President Trump announcing his choice for the Supreme Court. Donald Trump is making news for his answer to a question about abortions. During a town hall with MSNBC, the Republican frontrunner called to ban abortions and said if the practice was outlawed, women who have abortions should be punished. January 20th, 2017. Well, that is moving day for President Obama. That will be the last day he will be in office at the White House. And already it appears he has a plan for what he will do outside of the Oval. Take a listen to what he told faith leaders at the Easter prayer breakfast.